Hey cruisers, it's Erin. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about a topic that I noticed all over Facebook when I'm on these cruise groups, and it's whether to get a travel agent to book your cruise or whether you should book your cruise by yourself. For me, I have used a travel agent before, and don't get me wrong, I love her. She's great. But for my personal opinion, I would rather book the cruise by myself. And a little tip, book it through the online website of the cruise. So if you're going through Carnival, book it through Carnival website. Do not go on to booking.com, travelocity.com, things like that. Go straight through the website of the Carnival cruise or whatever cruise line you're going through. So the reason why I personally love to book by myself is because I like to be organized and I like to know my payments. I like to have control of everything. That's just the OCD in me. And I will say having the travel agent was great for the first couple times. It was great because I didn't really know what I was doing and I didn't really know anything. Sorry, my cat just walked in. I didn't really know about the cruise itself, but as we were cruising, I learned a lot about how to manage my booking, how to make payments, my shore excursions. So for me, I personally would rather have my own organized schedule on how to book a cruise. So I can book my cruise and then I can get my excursions, I can get internet package, things like that. So for me, I would personally rather book it myself. Now, if you're somebody that likes to be laid back, that doesn't really want to deal with stuff, that doesn't really want to deal with searching the booking, doing the researching, I would recommend getting a travel agent. Now, it's not going to hurt if you get a travel agent. However, I will say, as another tip, if you do a travel agent, no travel agent, and say it with me, no travel agent should ever ask you for money for them. Like, you should never have to pay a travel agent to book anything for you. Even if you're not going on a cruise and you're going on a trip, no travel agent should ever ask you to pay for anything for them. Like, you don't have to pay them. You shouldn't have to pay them. So that's a little tip for the day, is if you're going through a travel agent, make sure that you do not pay them. And I am so sorry, my cat is in the background. So honestly, it's not going to hurt whether or not you do a travel agent or if you book yourself. Carnival.com has made it super easy for people to be able to book. And it's super easy. You just log onto the website, you can create an account, you'll get your little VIFP, it'll have your number on it. That's your number for throughout the cruise and throughout all the cruises that you do. And then you can go in there and search different cruise ships, different durations, different where they're going, where you want to cruise out of. Like, for instance, our home port is Galveston, Texas. So when I get on there, I search for cruises under Galveston, Texas. I pick a cruise ship if I want. Like, if I'm looking for a certain cruise ship, like the Jubilee just showed up, so I might want to try a cruise on her. So I can select that. I can look up the dates. I can go ahead and book it. Sometimes they have deals, sometimes they don't. It just depends on the cruise and it depends on the cruiser. For instance, for me, I notice my deals are the exact same as what my travel agent would have booked, so it's just easier for me to book it because I personally would rather book it, like I said, because I'm more organized, but also because if I'm not going to get many deals or certain deals, why not just have me book it myself and then I can look on it and make the payments myself and things like that. So honestly, it doesn't hurt. However you want to do it. If you want to do it through a travel agent the first time, I would recommend that. If you don't really want to do the research, if you don't really want to learn things when it comes to cruising, other than just paying it and then getting on the cruise ship and enjoying your cruise, that is one way to do it. And I would recommend it that way. That's what I did. I just had a travel agent do it the first time, and then the second time because we took my parents on a cruise. And then after that, I just started booking by myself. So realistically, with that question, is it easier to travel with a travel agent and have them book it, or is it easier to book by yourself? I would say it's really up in the air. It can go both ways, whatever you prefer. But however, my 2 tips for this video is never pay a cruise or never pay a TripAdvisor or an agent to do your cruise or your traveling. Never pay them to do it because they should not be asking you for money. And number 2, if you're going to book it by yourself, make sure you book it through the website, whether it's Carnival.com, Norwegian, Princess Cruises, or Royal Caribbean. Make sure that you book it through the website, because in case you do it through a third party and something happens, they're not going to be able to help you with it. Just learning that from other people's and researching and through other people's past experiences. Always book it through the Carnival website, Norwegian, Princess, whatever you decide. And also, if you get a travel agent, do not pay them to do it. Okay, that was my little tidbit. Have a nice night.